Hello, in this video lecture, I'm going to show you some typical problems on the use of the mole. Means how the concept of mole can be used for solving different types of problems. So, we'll just see the basic concept of the mole, which is used to define the amount of substance, and how this mole can be applied in solving various types of problems. So here I am going to discuss some typical problems for your understanding. Now to begin with, let's start with this first problem. Now we are given a particular substance known as alum, which is also known as potassium, which is chemical composition is found to contain 0.8 mole of sulfur in the given sample. Now calculate the number of moles of oxygen atoms present in the sample. So now look at this. Quantity of sulfur present in the given sample is given as 0.8 mole. Now in this sample, how many moles of oxygen atom is present? So if you look at this formula carefully, in this formula, take the 1 mole of this substance, that is alum, K2SO4, Al2SO4 whole thrice 24H2O. Now, if you look at this 1 mole, take this 1 mole. 1 mole of this sample contains how many sulfur? Look at this. One molecule contains 4 sulfur, 1 sulfur here, 3 sulfur here. So if one molecule contains 4 sulfur, then 1 mole will contain 4 mole of sulfur. So if 1 mole contains 4 moles of sulfur, then this 1 mole of the substance will contain how many oxygen atoms? So look at this, 1 molecule contains how many oxygen? 24 here, 12 here, plus 4. So 24 plus 12 plus 4. So these are the number of moles, atoms of oxygen. So 24 plus 12, 36, 36 plus 4, 40. So we have 24 plus 12, 36 plus 4, so we have 40 mole of oxygen atom. So 1 mole of the given substance corresponds to 4 mole of sulfur, and in one molecule we contain how many oxygen? 40 oxygen is present. So now the question is, given sample contains how many moles of sulfur? 0.8. So if 4 mole is present in 1 mole, so therefore look at this, 1 mole of sulfur should be equivalent to how many mole? 10 mole of oxygen atom. Now sample contains 0.8 mole, so therefore 0.8 mole of sulfur will correspond to 8 mole of oxygen. So number of moles of oxygen present in the given sample which contains 0.8 mole of sulfur is 8 mole. So this is how we look at this. Just by looking at the formula, we are defining the number of moles of oxygen corresponding to 0.8 mole of the sulfur. So this is how we can use the concept of mole provided the formula is given to you. Let's take the second question. We are given a mass of an atom of element X is given as 6.642 into 10 power minus 23. So this is nothing but the absolute mass of this X atom in gram unit. Now the question says, now the total sample of this X is 20 kilogram. So in this 20 kilogram, how many moles of this X will be present? So we are given the total amount of total mass of the sample and mass of a single atom of the X, and we have to find the number of moles of X present in the given sample. Now while discussing the concept of mole, we define this number of moles N, number of moles of any given substance that was defined as mass of the substance divided by gram atomic or gram molecular mass. Now since we are given atoms, so we will consider gram atomic mass. Now look at this, we have to find this number of moles. Now mass of the substance is given as 20 gram. Now what we require is the gram atomic mass. Now mass of single atom is given, we have to find the gram atomic mass. Now we have to look at this, gram atomic mass is equals to the mass of 1 gram atom, that is 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 atom, is known as gram atom. So therefore look at this, gram atomic mass is absolute mass multiplied by 6.02 into 10 to the power 23. So this comes out to be 6.642 into 10 to the power minus 23 into 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 gram. So this cancels out. So this comes out to be 6.642 into 6.02 gram. So from the mass of this single atom, we define what is the gram atomic mass. Now we have to look at this total mass, gram atomic mass, so we can find the number of moles. So therefore, number of moles that will be present in 20 kilogram is mass of the given substance is 20 kilogram divided by total mass, gram atomic mass. So this is 6.642 into 6.02. So this mass number of moles of X will be present in 20 kilogram of the sample whose mass of single atom is 6.642 into 10 to the power minus 23 kilogram. So we are using number of moles in terms of mass ratio. Again we are using how to define gram atomic mass from the mass of single atom. So this is the number of atoms that will be present. Let's take this next question. Question says 3.01 into 10 to the power 23 atoms of an element weighs 1.15 gram. What is its atomic mass? Now we have to find, look at this is gram, so we have to find gram atomic mass. Now before this, in question number 2, we also have used this term. Gram atomic mass is mass of 1 gram atom, that is 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 atoms. So we have to find the gram atomic mass. So look at this, gram atomic mass is equal to mass of 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 atoms. So we have to find the mass of 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 atoms in gram unit, that is known as gram atomic mass. Now 3.01 into 10 to the power 23 atoms mass is given as 1.15. So we have to find the mass of this mass atom. So therefore look at this, 3.01 into 10 to the power 22 atoms weigh 1.15 gram. Then one atom will weigh 1.15 divided by 3.01 into 10 to the power 22, and therefore the mass of this gram atom, that is 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 atoms, will weigh 1.15 into 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 divided by 3.01 into 10 to the power 22. So this is 2. So therefore look at 1.15 into 20. So this is 23 grams. So therefore the gram atomic mass of the given element will be 23 gram. So again we are using the definition of gram atomic mass. So gram atomic mass is the mass of one Avogadro number, that is known as 1 mole, that is 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 atoms expressed in gram unit. Now let's take this next problem. Question says, what is the mass of 4 into 10 power minus 3 moles of glucose, whose molecular formula is given as C6H12O6. How many carbon atoms are present in 4 into 10 power minus 3 mole of glucose? So now look at this, we have to find the mass of 4 into 10 power minus 3 mole. So let's define what is gram molecular mass. Gram molecular mass of glucose. So this is equals to sum of atomic mass. So we have carbon 6, gram atomic mass of carbon is 12. We have 12 hydrogen, gram atomic mass of hydrogen is 1 plus oxygen 6, gram atomic mass is 16. So if you sum this, comes out to be 180 gram. So mass of 1 mole is 180 grams. So therefore, that is mass of 1 mole glucose is 180 gram. Now question says what is the mass of 4 into 10 power minus 3 mole? So therefore, mass of 4 into 10 power minus 3 mole will be equals to 180 into 4 into 10 to the power minus 3. So this is the mass of 4 into 10 power minus 3 moles of glucose. So this is 0.72 gram. Now next part question is how many carbon atoms are present in mole. So now if you look at this molecular formula, the second part, one molecule contains how many carbon atoms? Single molecule of this glucose C6H12O6 contains how many carbon? 6. 6 carbon atoms. So if one molecule contains 6 carbon atoms, then in this we have seen if one molecule contains 6 carbon atoms, then 1 mole will have 6 mole of carbon atoms. Then 4 into 10 power minus 3 mole will contain this much mole of carbon atom or this much atoms of carbon atom. So we are converting number of moles in terms of number of atoms by multiplying with Avogadro number, that is 6.02 into 10 to the power 23. Now coming to the next part, calculate the number of oxygen atoms in 250 gram of calcium carbonate. So we are given the mass of calcium carbonate and we have to find the total number of oxygen atoms. So let's find out gram molecular mass of calcium carbonate. So calcium is having 40 gram, carbon is 12, oxygen is 16. So this comes out to be 100 gram. Gram molecular mass of calcium carbonate is 100 grams. So now look at this, we have mass of sample, we have molecular mass, so we can easily define the number of moles of calcium carbonate. So this is mass of the given sample divided by gram atomic mass. So this comes out to be 2.5. So 250 gram of calcium carbonate corresponds to 2.5 moles of calcium carbonate. Now question says we have to find the number of oxygen atoms. So now look at this formula. One molecule of this calcium carbonate contains how many oxygen? 3 O atoms. So if one molecule contains 3 O atoms, then 1 mole will contain how many? 3 mole oxygen atoms will be present. Now the total number of moles of calcium carbonate is 2.5. So therefore 2.5 mole of the sample will contain 3 into 2.5 mole of oxygen atom. So that is 7.5 mole of oxygen atom and is equals to 7.5 into 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 atoms. So total number of moles of oxygen atom is 7.5 and number of oxygen atoms is 7.5 multiplied by Avogadro number. So this is first we are converting the mass into number of moles, then from this we are finding the total number of oxygen atoms present in the given sample. Now let's take this next problem. Now we are given a sample of water, that is 1 liter of water, and density of water is given as 1 gram per ml. Then question says how many molecules of water is present in this 1 liter. So to define this number of molecules we need to have number of moles, and to define this number of moles we need to have the mass of sample, that is mass corresponding to 1 liter. Now to define the mass, a hint is given. This is defined as density. So we'll use the concept of density. So density of any given substance, this is given as mass of the given substance divided by volume. So now look at this. This mass by unit volume, this is given as 1 gram divided by 1 ml. So that means 1 gram of water is present in 1 liter of sample. So therefore we can write down, so 1 ml is, so 1 gram is present in 1 ml is 10 to the power minus 3 liter. So we can write that this is as 1000 gram is present in 1 liter. So now look at this, we are converting this 1 gram per ml into gram per liter. So 1 ml is 10 power minus 3 liter. So therefore 1 liter of water sample contains how many grams of water? Is H2O, that is 1000 grams. Now so we have the mass of water present in 1 liter. So once we have this mass, we can easily find the number of moles. So therefore number of moles of water is equals to, we have this mass divided by molar mass. So mass of water divided by molar mass of water. So mass of water is given as 1000 gram, molar mass of water is 18, so we have H2O, so mass of H2 is 18 grams. Now so this is the number of moles. So these, if you divide this comes out to be 55.56 mole. So the number of moles of water corresponding to 1 liter of the sample whose density is 1 gram per ml is 55.5. So this is number of moles. So therefore we have, look at this, this number of moles is equal to number of particles divided by Avogadro number. So therefore number of molecules is equals to number of moles into Avogadro number. So therefore number of molecules is 55.56 into 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 molecules. So these mass molecules of water is present in 1 liter of the sample whose density is 1 gram per ml. So now look at this, we are first converting this 1 gram per ml into gram per liter. So once we have this liter, so we have total volume of sample is 1 liter and mass corresponding to 1 liter is 1000 gram. So we have mass of water to be 1000 gram. Then the molecular mass of water is 18, so we define this number of moles. So number of moles is again defined in terms of number of particles divided by Avogadro number. Now since we are defining H2O, so this is number of molecules. So number of molecules is number of moles multiplied by Avogadro number. Let's look at this next problem. We have given the ratio of masses of oxygen and nitrogen in a gaseous mixture 1:4. Then question says what is the ratio of their molecules. So now look at this. We use the concept of number of moles. So now look at this. Number of moles of oxygen divided by number of moles of nitrogen. So number of moles is defined as mass divided by molar mass of species. So this equals to mass of oxygen divided by mass of nitrogen into molar mass of nitrogen divided by molar mass of oxygen. So therefore this number of moles ratio is equals to mass ratio. Now we have mass of oxygen to the mass of nitrogen is given as 1:4. So 1/4 into molecular mass of nitrogen. Atomic mass of nitrogen is 14. So 14 into 2, 28. So we have 28. Then we have molecular mass of oxygen is 32. So now look at this. So we cancel out this. So this is 7/4. 32. Now look at this number of moles. This number of moles again we define in terms of number of particles divided by Avogadro number. So therefore this is equals to number of particles of oxygen divided by number of particles of nitrogen, because now mole ratio, because Avogadro number is a constant, this will cancel out, so we are left with number of molecules ratio. So the number of molecules of oxygen to that of nitrogen, in which the mass ratio is 1:4 is 7:32. Let's take this next problem. If we have a spherical ball made up of iron metal, this is radius having 7 centimeter and the percentage of iron is 0.56%. Then question says find the number of atoms of iron present in the ball. Density is given as 3 gram per centimeter cube. So now look at this, we use the concept of density. So density is defined as mass divided by volume. So we have this density, we have volume. So therefore mass is equals to density into volume. Now look at this, we are given a spherical ball to foreign sphere, density into volume. Volume is 4/3 pi r cube. This is the volume of a sphere where r is the radius, which is given as 7 centimeter. So we have look at this the mass. Now actual percentage of iron. So this is the density of the sample. So now look at this, density is given as 3 into 4 pi r cube divided by 3. We can cancel out 3 also. So this is mass in terms of gram. Now the question is, it is percentage of iron in the sample is 0.56. Therefore mass of iron is 0.56 of the total mass, 3 into 4 pi r cube divided by 3. This is the mass of iron. Now once we have the mass of iron, we will define the number of moles of iron in the sample. So number of moles of iron is mass of iron divided by molar mass or gram atomic mass. So we have this mass 0.56 into 3 into 4 pi r cube divided by 100 into 3. Gram atomic mass of iron is 56. So now look at this, these 3 cancels out. So this is 56.01. So therefore look at this, we have 10 to the power minus 2 here, minus 2 coming from, so this is minus 4 into 4 into pi. Pi is 3.14 r. R is given as 7 to 7 cube. So this is the number of moles of iron present. If this is the number of moles of iron, therefore number of atoms of iron, because we say number of moles is number of particles divided by Avogadro number. So therefore number of atoms of iron is number of moles divided into Avogadro number, that is 6.02 into 10 to the power 23. So these mass atoms of iron is present in this spherical metal whose density is 3 gram per centimeter cube and the radius is 7 centimeter and the percentage of iron is 0.56%. So this is how, look at this, we are starting with density. From this density we find mass, and from this is the mass of spherical ball. in this the percentage of iron is only 56.56. So therefore mass of iron is 0.56 times this mass. So from this we define number of moles, and from number of moles we define number of atoms. Now let's look at this now problem. We have a hydrated salt of sodium sulfide whose mass is 2.52 gram. In this 2.52 gram, 1.26 is the mass of anhydrous salt. Now what is the number of moles of water present here, and what is the formula of salt? So now look at this, we have a salt that is Na2SO3, and this is associated with some water molecules. So this is the meaning of hydrated salt. Hydrated salt. So this hydrated salt contains anhydrous salt plus some water molecules. So now this hydrated salt, mass of hydrated salt is 2.52, and the mass of anhydrous salt Na2SO3, this is anhydrous. So this mass is given as 2.52 gram. This mass is given as 1.26 gram. So therefore mass of water is total mass, that is hydrated salt mass, minus mass of anhydrous salt, that is 26 gram. So this comes out to be 1.26 gram. So the mass of anhydrous salt is 1.26 and mass of water is also 1.26. So therefore number of moles of water will be equal to mass divided by gram molecular mass. So 1.26 divided by 18. So this is the number of moles. So this comes out to be 7. So this is 0.07. So number of moles of water is 0.07. Now look at this. Now mass of anhydrous salt is 1.26. Now number of moles of Na2SO3, that is anhydrous salt. This is again mass divided by gram molecular mass. So mass is 1.26. Now mass of this sodium sulfide is 1.26 again. 126. So this comes out to be 0.01. So number of moles of sodium sulfide is 0.01. Number of moles of water is 0.07. So therefore mole ratio of Na2SO3 to water, it comes out to be 0.01 is to 0.07. So this is 1:7 ratio. Means for every 1 mole of Na2SO3 we have how many moles of water? 7. So therefore X is how much? 7. Therefore formula of the salt is Na2SO3 with 7 water molecules. So 1:7 ratio. So this is how we define the number of moles of water and hydrous salt and the formula of the salt. So formula is coming from this mole ratio. So once we have this 1:7 ratio, for every 1 mole of sodium sulfide we have 7 moles of water. So the combination ratio should be, this is the formula of the hydrated salt. Now let's look at this numerical. So we have two compounds AB2 and A2B. These are made of A and B atoms with different formula. Now 0.1 mole of AB2 mass is 10. 0.1 mole of A2B mass is 12.5. Then question says what is the ratio of atomic weights of A to B? So now look at this, mass of 0.1 mole is given. So we can easily define what is the gram molecular mass. Suppose this is AB2 and this is A2B. 0.1 mole weighs 10 grams. So therefore 1 mole will weigh how many? 100 grams. So this is mass of 1 mole. Therefore gram molecular mass of AB2 is 100 gram. On the other hand, look at this. 0.1 mole weighs 12.5 gram. So therefore 1 mole will weigh 125 gram. So therefore gram molecular mass of A2B is equals to 125 gram. So now look at this. We have this gram molecular mass of AB2 and A2B from its mass of 0.1 mole. So mass of 1 mole is what we call as gram molecular mass. Now look at this. We have this A, B. Now let's suppose that X be the atomic mass of A and Y be the atomic mass of B. So look at this. So we have molecular mass of AB2 is equals to X plus 2 times Y, which must be equals to 100 gram. Similarly, molecular mass of A2B will be equals to 2 times X plus Y. This must be equals to 125. So we have this ratio. Mass. Where X is the atomic mass of A, Y is the atomic mass of B. Now look at this we have. Now let's take this ratio. We take this ratio. So molecular mass of AB2 divided by molecular mass of A2B. Let's take this ratio. So we have, look at it, this is 100 by 125. So this value is equals to X plus 2Y divided by Y is X plus Y. So therefore look at this. On cross multiplication we have, look at this, 200x plus 100y. This is equals to 125x plus 250y. So on rearranging this we get, so transfer this x into right hand side. So 200 minus 125 is 75x is equals to 250 minus 100, that is 150y. So therefore x by y is equals to 150 divided by 75. So this comes out to be 2:1 ratio. So this is the atomic mass ratio of AB2. So A to B is 2:1. So X is atomic mass of A, Y is atomic mass of B. So this is how we use the concept of mole in solving various types of numericals based on this mole concept. So these are few typical examples which I would like to discuss with you. Based on this, you can solve any other problems. Okay, hopefully you enjoy this class.